Good blessed Wednesday early morning, March the 23rd, 2022. It's about 4:47 a.m. in the morning. This is my first day back on social internet after having a surgery Monday, March the 21st, 2022. I'd like to greet all human beings as I normally do with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you're the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't even matter whether you like me or like anything that I say, do, or anything that I stand for. I stand for justice for all. Today, what I want to touch on, early this morning, what I want to touch on is, I was speaking last time I spoke, is about the change will come worldwide, especially in this country, the United States, or this continent. The change will come, sadly to say, is when the old leaders pass away and a new generation of positive leaders come forward. I see one of those positive leaders coming forward right now. To me, she's a young, gifted, black female. My doctor told me to stay away from my phones and my computers. But he said after surgery that I can look at television. And that's what I did. And I told my daughters and them to do it too. It was what I called a special historical event happening in this country. If you all don't know by now, there's a Senate confirmation hearing going on today with a black female who's a judge, been a federal judge, a federal public defender, clerk for one of the judges that's about to retire on the Supreme Court, the highest court that we have in the land. Her confirmation hearing started Monday, and I started watching it, and I told my two young daughters, especially by them being black, to pay close attention to it. It was a sad 2 days in a way, but it was bittersweet. To look at this young lady, Ketanji Brown Jackson, I believe I pronounced her first name right. If I didn't, I know she would forgive me. But I listened to the hatred. I'm just going to name a couple of senators. Ted Cruz from Texas and Josh Hawley from the state of Missouri, where I'm living at. I used to give Josh Hawley some credit when he ran against McCaskill for senator, when he was freshly the Missouri State Attorney General. He said he wasn't going to run for any other office no time soon, but immediately ran for senator, and he won it. But I seen the change in him. He planning on running for the United States president in 2024. if you haven't seen these confirmation hearings, I encourage you all, black and anybody that's non-racist, non-partial, to look very closely at those confirmation hearings. It started Monday. That was day 1. Yesterday was day 2. And they gonna have one today too. But I encourage y'all to listen to it. I'm talking about everybody in this nation. If you want to change in this nation, take a look at it. Now, Josh Hawley, I'm just gonna use 2 of them. And I'm not saying it because they are white or Spanish. I don't know what Cruz is. One thing I know about him, he's a racist, the same as Josh Hawley. I know he's a racist. And I'm going to show you something. You look the way that they drilled this sister yesterday, but even though her 2 young daughters and her dad, and I believe in her mom and her husband was at that confirmation hearing, the way they tried to belittle her, and you can tell it's not because just because she's a woman, but she's black and educated and she don't fear them. That's what a racist and a sellout black hate is, a black that won't sell out and a black that's not afraid of white supremacists. Now, Ted Cruz is a senator for Texas. Josh Hawley is a senator for the state of Missouri. First, I want to take y'all back to January the 6th on a Wednesday, 2021, in the state capitol at the White House, Washington, D.C., where if any other race of people would have did what these white folks did, they had one black guy they showed on there, but what they did on January the 6th, 2021, on a Wednesday in Washington, D.C., what they tried to do, that was an attempted coup. That was almost like treason. And these people is being, some of them, Josh Hawley, people done forgot all about it. Ted Cruz, what he did, they done forgot all about it. Some of these other senators, they said that was just a normal day at the White House. But Josh Hawley, you could see him with his hand, his fist up outside, encouraging them people on. That picture, if you looked at him, it reminded me of Adolf Hitler. See, that's how Hitler started off, like Josh Hawley. He seeked the power. He couldn't stand to see this black woman. And all them racists, those is racist, they can't stand to see that black woman having the position that she having. And they definitely can't stand to see her in that on that Supreme Court. But I want y'all to just remember, those of you all out there doing this black on black crime, you out here killing blacks by the hundreds, drive-bys, gang banging, drug dealing. Why this lady is fighting to get in a position where we would continue to have our rights, because if Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz had it, we'll still be back into slavery. And it's not just Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz, it's some more of them too. Now imagine the way they attacking this woman, and she don't have a criminal record. Her family have law enforcement backgrounds. Her parents were school teachers. Her daddy once was a lawyer. And the way they attacking her, you see how they attacking me because I got a criminal background. You see what I'm saying? You see how they attack me, black and whites, down here in Charleston, Missouri, in Carbondale, Illinois, basically solely because of the fact that I'm standing up for what's right. I'm seeking justice. Now, I had 2 calls from the national chapter of the NAACP out of Washington, D.C. One of them was the day before the confirmation hearing started on the 20th, I believe it was on a Sunday. And they encouraged me to look at this here and join in of this confirmation hearing. Then on the 1st, before the confirmation, the 21st of March, 2022, before the confirmation hearing started, they told me that they wanted me to be in a conference thing when they start the confirmation hearing. But I was on my way, me and my youngest daughter, to go have my surgery. But if I wasn't, I still wouldn't have tuned in with them, because I have tried to get the national chapter to tune in to what's going on with me and my 2 young daughters here in Charleston, Missouri, what happened to my son in Carbondale, Illinois, and they have yet to respond. I filed a complaint with the NAACP visa email in Carbondale, Illinois on May the 11th, 2021, going on a year and a couple of more months, concerning the lynching of my son in Carbondale, Illinois on March the 19th, 2021, on a Friday in Carbondale, Illinois. They have yet to respond. Some of the NAACP high-ranking individuals and other people here in Charleston, Missouri, contacted me when 16 people were shot here in Charleston, Missouri, and asked me to come to a meeting. They said, this here, these is their exact words, this here is close to home now. One of the ones that was murdered was my kinfolks, so they want me to come speak. It didn't matter to me whether that was their kinfolks or not. What mattered to me was the 16 people. But the individuals that calling me, telling me it's close to home now because it was related to them. It wasn't about the 16 people. It was about the one that was kin to them. But see, all 16 of them and the rest of them that didn't get shot, that was traumatized, it meant a lot to me. You see what I'm saying? But I have had not one call from none of these same people after I went and spoke about this white executive director for the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, who has illegally banned me, retaliated against me, and banned me from all housing authority properties, which would include where we have our NAACP meetings at the C.F. Bowen Center, 700 Elm Street or 700 Cy Williams Street. He has banned me from coming in there. That's no issue to them because it ain't hit home. You see what I'm saying? I won't abandon my NAACP membership, but if it stay like it is a year from now when mine expire, I won't renew it. I'll try to get with some people, black and white and all other nationalities, that stand up against these groups like the NAACP, Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz, some of these other racists and some of these other sellout blacks. You see what I'm saying? That all they care about is certain individuals. You see, my son was hung, and it was an unjust death investigation because it never been in a newspaper. You couldn't even Google up and find it unless you look on my YouTube video. But Jesse Smock committed a crime, but the NAACP had enough time. But I'm going to stop right there. I'm just letting y'all know, if y'all want to see a real black woman, look at this confirmation hearing on Judge Jackson fighting to get into the Supreme Court. We need some more of her. When she get in, if Clarence Thomas don't come up out of the hospital from his illness and have to leave the Supreme Court, I encourage Joe Biden to put another black up in there. You see what I'm saying? Now, if we felt all the blacks up in there or all Spanish people in there, it would be a problem. I'm going to leave for right now, just letting y'all know I'm back. I thank everybody that been praying for me. I thank God for allowing it to be successful. I thank my doctors and all their staff. But y'all pay attention to this here. It can show you this confirmation hearing remind me of 1619. Can you imagine you have an individual like Josh Hawley, went from Attorney General of the state of Missouri to Senator of the state of Missouri and attempting to run for president in 2024 when he refused to accept that Biden had won, just like Ted Cruz, just like some of them other races up in there. Y'all wake up. It's a new generation need to come in, and they need to come in soon. Peace be still.